We begin this segment from the FMDQ marketplace for an update on the currency market. I'm being joined by Ajibola Aero Phillips, head FX trading at FBN Quest Merchant Bank. Hello, Ajibola. Thank you very much for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Now, could you wrap up the week for us? What has this week been like in the currency market?
The FX market has been relatively stable. Total turnover in the most liquid market, which is the I&E market, as of yesterday was about $676 million. Market traded between a low of 350 and a high of 362. Although most trades have been around 360 level, market has been relatively stable. In comparison with last week's, inflows and turnover are slightly lower. Yesterday there was a bit of demand on the FX, but on the whole, on the average, market has been really stable, and there's enough liquidity to supply to support the market. Also, the CBN has intervened this week. There was an intervention on Tuesday, the wholesale intervention, and there's another intervention for the retail SMIs through the retail SMIs today. So on the whole, market has been relatively stable.
What does next week look like?
Same of same, although we expect that inflows will relatively improve in comparison to this week. This week was a short trading week, so that's understandable that the volumes that we have are slightly lower. We don't expect any major changes next week. We still expect that there will still be some inflows from FPIs and as well as local non-bank corporates will continue to provide liquidity in the market. Also, CBN will continue to intervene in the market. Results of today's retail SMIs will be released next week, Friday, and most times CBN usually sells around $254 million for that. So we don't expect any big changes in the market next week. Things should remain calm. Market should still continue to trade around the 360 levels.
Same, Ajibola, thank you very much for your time. Let's just hope for the best and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Ajibola Aero Phillips, it's a FX dealer with FBN Quest. Well, let's cross over now to the equities market and get a sense of how Friday's trading activities have kick-started, and Temple will give us all the details. Good morning once again, Temple. Well, it may be too early to say, but is Thursday's positive sentiment continuing this morning?
Well, remember, yesterday was a bit of a mildly green close that we saw, which shows some kind of tepid activity in the market and, of course, some cautious trading on the part of a lot of investors in the market. Traders are being very careful not to lose so much money, given the kind of bearish sentiment that has been permeating the market in recent times. But with the sense that we're seeing in the market this morning, we've got the index up right now some 0.41%. It's been there for a few minutes, for some minutes now. And of course, the greater part of the sectors we are seeing are really doing good at this point in time. Dangote Cement has recovered some 1% plus of the losses that it actually recorded yesterday. It was down yesterday by some 0.6%. But right about now, it's up by more than 1%. Dangote Flour also continues to enjoy the bidding it is experiencing from a lot of investors, of course, due to the acquisition plans between that company, Crown Flour Mill PLC, which is a subsidiary of Olam, and of course, the umbrella body of Crown Flour Mill, that's Olam Nigeria Limited, the takeover which is supposed to happen. Of course, the date is yet to be released to the investing community and, of course, the regulators here. So we're seeing a lot of activities around this particular company. Remember again that it is a company that has been analyzed to have an implied share price of some 26 naira 20 kobo. So that's one of the target price right now that we're likely going to see Dangote Flour hitting, and of course that has put a lot of investors on toes, putting more money, betting on this particular company that we have in the market. At about this time, Dangote Flour is up already 9.89%. So if you have only a bit of a retail addition to it, it couldn't hit 10% before the close of the markets today. So that's the sense we're getting across the industrial goods segment of the market and the consumer goods side of the market. Helping the consumer goods side of things again is USA PLC, which is also up by more than 1% right now. And of course, Zenith Bank is trying to also blaze the trail in the banking segment of the market, which is currently up by some 0.17%. That's what the banking sector is doing right about now. Now, the industrial goods segment is in total up some 51 basis points. We've also seen the consumer goods side of the market up some 26 basis points. If you look at the top trades chart of the market, we've got a bit of a sell down on the share price on the shares of Transcorp PLC. Transcorp is down some 0.88%. Right now, it's the most actively traded company. We've seen some 3.15 million units of its shares sold off right now in the market. And of course, Japol has continued to make some good gains. It opens this morning at 26 kobo. We've also seen more than 1 million units of Japol shares well traded in the market at this point in time. So if you put all this together, square them up in terms of activities that we're seeing in the market, we've got volume at 10.61 million, and of course valued at almost 100 million naira. We do expect the cautious trading that we've been seeing all through the week to close the market a bit in green today, maybe some kind of a mildly green close again, because there's really not a major catalyst in the macroeconomic space right now to push up the indices. So we're only having some kind of positive news around some companies. The fact that the earnings of some companies are trickling into the market is also helping to shift the kind of sentiment that we have in the system. Yesterday, the impressive numbers of Fidelity Bank really put Fidelity Bank on bid yesterday. It's then moderated its yesterday's losses to some negative of 3%. I mean, compared to the wider margin that we had before now. And of course, Oando is another company that is looking to go on bid with the way things are going right now. And that is, of course, due to the kind of positive numbers it actually reported for Q1 2019, where the metrics are looking very positive, has some 11% rise in production increase. It has also some 12% turnover increase to 168 billion naira as against 150 billion naira for the quarter in terms of quarter-on-quarter analysis now. If you also take a look at the profit after tax, it is reporting a 5% or an 11% increase in the profit after tax to 4.6 billion naira, has also been able to successfully implement its debt reduction strategy. On a quarter-on-quarter basis, it has reduced by 5%, and that represents some 200.9 billion naira as opposed to 210 billion on a quarterly analysis right now. So the metrics that we've seen on Oando is something that is also likely to help push up the subsector indices. That's for the oil and gas indices, as we had it yesterday. And of course, the fact that a couple of other oil and gas companies or energy stocks numbers will be released any moment from now into the market, we do expect that the oil and gas segment of the market will also be able to help weather the storm today. As we speak, though, on the final note, we've seen the key benchmark indices of the market making a comeback to the 30,000 mark as we speak. If the positive level of sentiment that we've been seeing in recent time is sustained in the market, then we do see the market retaining that level of the psychological line for the rest of the week. Chimizi.
Hope that all of these will, of course, translate to a better trading for next week. Thank you. Well, on that note, we wrap up today's edition of the program, and of course, for the week. Thank you for watching. I'm Chimizi Obi Uwagu.